The National Transportation Safety Board met today to talk about systemic failures that led to last year's incident when a door plug flew off a Boeing commercial airplane mid-flight. Now, the incident happened back in January of 2024 aboard an Alaska Airlines flight. Now, that door plug of a Boeing 737 MAX plane, it flew off minutes after that plane took off from Portland, Oregon, creating a pressure difference that sucked objects out of the cabin, scattering them on the ground below. A very scary situation for the passengers in that plane. So here's the NTSB chair and an NTSB engineer on what they call process failures that took place during the investigation.
What was important in the investigation is the process was not followed.
The process failures, that's exactly right. And that was certainly part of it. Now, what happened to the bolts? Do we ever know that were originally in the door plug?
We do not know where those bolts are.
Do we have a sense of what we think happened to them?
Those bolts may have been discarded.
Okay.
So let's get to CBS News senior transportation correspondent Kris Van Cleave. Kris, thank you for joining us today. Now, shortly after the incident, it was revealed that bolts were removed and then never replaced. Did we get any details today about how this could have happened?
Yeah, so the NTSB found in their investigation basically systemic production issues at Boeing. That includes training, it includes oversight, it includes documentation. Now, all of that comes together in a scenario that played out like this. That fuselage for that airplane was delivered from the supplier with some rivets that were not installed correctly. Those rivets had to be fixed. To fix them, you had to take the door panel off. The team that took this door panel off had never done it before, and frankly, had only been working on doors for less than 2 years. They were not trained specifically in what to do. In the process of removing that door, they did not perform the paperwork to note that the door was removed. Had that paperwork been there, it would have prompted an additional inspection after that door was put back on, which should have then identified that the bolts were missing. Instead, this plane left the factory without those bolts reinstalled. 154 flights later, just a few months after it rolled off the line, that door flew off the airplane. Had just one of those bolts been installed, the NTSB found that door panel would have stayed in place. So you had systemic failures here. They also found problems with the FAA's oversight of Boeing, in that the FAA was not looking holistically or systemically at reoccurring problems. So even though a section may have been flagged repeatedly for issues, the FAA only had records going back 5 years and weren't looking necessarily at the whole picture, the NTSB found, to see a systemic problem like this. So you had several failings in the production process that essentially resulted in human error being a single point of failure, leading to this airplane leaving without the bolts on that panel.
Wow, some very important information there. Kris Van Cleave, thank you so much for joining us in 24/7.